Welcome to another Power Rangers review here on a podcast named Tim. It has been a while, life happens, but you know what? The podcast finds a way to go on as well. Today we're going to be doing Dino Fury Season 1, Episodes 12 and 13. That's a Super Hotshot and the Matchmaker. They feature the same Sporks Beast, so I felt that they were kind of a combined item, kind of bled into each other a little bit. So we're going to be doing 2 episodes for the price of 1. So let's get right into it so we can talk about the episodes and, of course, give our one-of-a-kind trademarked monster rating of the week. So in Super Hotshot, the Rangers are out training. Izzy is thinking about joining a gym. Zato decides he does want to join her. She thinks that this will up her game. And she has to ask the dad for some cash money because it is a little expensive. Meanwhile, the bad guys, Mucus and Sly, I'm just going to call him Sly. I know its name's longer, but he's Sly to me. So Mucus and Sly are out, and they have a great plan. They have hacked into the Rangers' hotline that they have, and so when anyone calls to report a Sporks Beast, they will receive the call. They can go recruit the Sporks Beast, and the Rangers will be none the wiser. Great plan. Izzy and Zato do end up joining the gym. But the head of the gym is a little bit maybe focused on just the money and the business side of things and maybe not actually passionate about some training. More on that in a bit, of course. She does end up taking a gentleman, I think his name's Adrian, if I remember correctly, his watch that his grandfather gave him. So she's just kind of in it for things. They do end up catching the bad guys in the act of stealing the signal. And I should say earlier the Rangers did have to buy, or not the Rangers, Zato and Izzy and other people at this gym, which is called Super Hotshots, had to buy special gym uniforms. Izzy's gets hers messed up in the fight, and the Ranger, or the gym person's basically like, oh, you got to pony up and buy more. But we do see a number of keys, Dino keys that are featured in this. Flare, I think I have written down here muscle, the gravity ball, balloon, and hyper. I think balloon, this is the first time we've seen that, kind of turns the villain into a big balloon to float. Again, coach just not really interested, telling everyone what they want to hear. And we do get our Jane and robot, I can't remember her name. We get their segment of the week where they're doing a cyber coach, and of course, hilarity ensues. The coach at the Super Hot Shot gym does offer Izzy a job, but she turns her down because she realizes she's just in it for the monies, and she actually buys back Adrian's watch. There's a ranger they end up finding a Sporks Beast, and it is, of course, Fog Shell. And good design. We'll get into the rating for that a little bit later, but of course they have a fight. Black and Green are specifically focusing on him. He does escape. Everyone escapes, but they are able to, of course, get back into their phone system and encrypt that. I should say that Sly had this great moment in this episode where I think it's Slither, but Sly has this great moment where he's like calling out his different moves, like casual parry, leaping parry, and that worked for me a lot. I really like him and Mucus. I think they are probably the best part of the show. Izzy ends up confronting the coach and basically tells her that, everyone that at the gym, if you want to come work out with me for free, have at it. So that is the end of this episode. A very Izzy-focused episode. And the second one is another Izzy-focused episode. This is, again, episode 13, The Matchmaker. So we kind of go right into Izzy training people. Javi notices that she's changed her hair, she smells a lot better, and he thinks that she has a crush on Adrian. So he kind of decides to play matchmaker and try and get them to go out on a date. Meanwhile, Slither is spying on everybody, and he is pretending to be a participant in this. He ends up deciding that he has a plan. So he uses Fog Shell for his fog, creates a aura around everyone with the fog, and then blasts it with a Decepto beam. And so all the Rangers kind of think that they are henchmen, and he's able to kidnap Adrian, who he's now going to pretend to be, and use his pretending to try and get Izzy's morpher so that they can get into the Rangers' base, and of course steal all the Sporks beasts they have there. Javi ends up meeting for the date that they were supposed to have. Again, Slither's there's pretending, and Fern is there with Izzy. Javi kind of lets Fern in on the plan. He's like, "Hey, I want them to go on a date." Slither, as Adrian, ends up reading her a poem, and we find out he's a bad guy. She is able to transport away. Javi does spill the beans to Izzy about what had happened, and they decide that they're going to trick him, Slither that is, by giving him a fake case. They have a double key, so they're going to play his trick on him as well. So the Rangers are all hiding in costumes when the exchange is going down, including Zato as an old woman. Slither also ends up trying to ask for the Dino key from the Black Ranger. Fog shell grows big. They use the Fog Decepto combo beam again. This time it does hurt the Zords that are present. We do see, I think it's Dimitro, the Flame Zord shows up again and combines with the T-Rex champion. They are able to use some flames to eliminate all of the fog, and of course they win, end up getting the Sporix beast energy orb at the end. Sly and Mucus do have this whole formal ceremony because they've taken the case back, and they're going to tell Voidnet what a wonderful job they've done. He is not pleased. He ends up going into his chamber alone, his little area where he has wife, girlfriend, significant other, whoever she is, and that he takes off his helmet. That's the big reveal here. So he is, I'm assuming, from Rafcon, but he is a humanoid. That is the reveal there. Javi apologizes to Izzy, and he also apologizes to Adrian. And we do find out at the end of this episode, which I think it was kind of talked about a lot on social media when the episode came out in some other countries, that Javi and Fern are an item. They do a shot of them walking away, holding hands, and basically they're like, "Oh, Javi, you were right. She was into somebody." So that's how the episode ends. I should say we're going to try and get through all of these on Netflix as quickly as possible, since that just launched. There are 22 episodes in total, so another 8 or so. But let's get into Fog Shell's review and looks. So if you've never seen one of these episodes, which I know it's been a while since we uploaded one, we look at 5 different categories for our monster rating of the week: the look of the monster, the plan that they have, the powers that the monster has, their success in executing the plan, their voice, and that brings us to our total. It's 1 through 5 that you can get, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. And let's go and look. Look, I gave a 4. I gave a 4 out of 5. I really liked the colors. They just really popped and worked. I liked the kind of the samurai shell design. I don't know. It looked like it looked like a proper way that a Power Ranger monster is supposed to look. So 4 out of 5. For the plan, thinking about both plans, I gave it a 5. I really liked the hacking of the Power Ranger hotline, although that wasn't necessarily the Sporks Beast, but I really did like that. And I like the fact that they actually incorporated the specific monster of the week into the plan, because normally these villains have just been showing up and they're just there because they're supposed to be there, but they took the specific powers of fog that this Sporks Beast had and they implemented it into their plan. So 5 for that. Powers 3. Look, fog is fog. It's there. Not much else to write home about there, other than I guess 2 kind of sword attached weapons, melee weapons of some sort. Success 3. They did steal if they would have been able to steal a real case, this would have been a 5 out of 5. But this was an average success rate. And he had a lot of help from Slyther with, enhancing his fog as well. So 3 for success. And for the voice, a 2. Actually, you know what? I think a 2's right. It was okay. You know what? I'm going to say 3. I'm going to change it on the fly here, and hopefully I've changed my graphics as well in order to fix that. But I'm going to say a 3. It was an average voice. Maybe on the lower end of average, but it was average. So 4 plus 5, of course, is a 9, plus another 9, 18 for the overall rating for this Sporix Beast Fog Shell. That's pretty much all I have on these 2 episodes. If there are future episodes where it's kind of featuring the same Sporix Beast or they're really tied in together, I will. I'm going to do them as one episode again. If not, we'll just do single episodes, but we'll get as many of these out as possible. Hope to finish this by the end of the year and to finish Beast Morphers Season 2. So hopefully that's the goal, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. See you next time on a podcast named Tim. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good YouTube stuff. We'll see you next time.